we're going to start on Apple TV Plus. This arrives on Friday the 26th of January. It's one of the most eagerly anticipated new series of 2024. It's called Masters of the Air. And here is a clip.
Major Egan, you were the first pilot assigned to the 100th.
Me and Butler.
You are in charge of 35 planes and 350 air crewmen.
Don't you die on me before I get over there.
Something big is brewing.
The 8th will be sending up the largest air armada ever assembled in the history of mankind.
This has got some Hollywood pedigree behind it, Hannah. Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg are both involved. And of course, they brought us Band of Brothers, the wartime drama. Well, now they're taken to the skies in this one about the US Air Force, specifically the 100th Bomb Group, who were nicknamed the Bloody 100th because of the heavy losses they incurred in combat missions. And it starts in 1943. The unit are arriving in Britain and they're going to start daytime bombing campaigns in Europe. But it's a very, very dangerous game. So, great cast. You've got, as we said in the intro, Austin Butler, who starred as Elvis in Elvis. He's just too good looking, really, isn't he? He plays Major Gale Buck Cleven, and the Capture's Callum Turner plays Major John Bucky Egan, and they are flying these B-17 flying fortresses into German territory and try to drop their payloads and make it back. It looks amazing. It looks cinematic. The dogfights, all the aerial stuff is terrific. It's got almost a kind of slightly old school feel to it, I would say, somewhat appropriate perhaps because it's a period drama, with the dialogue and the characters. It's also got a little bit of the kind of Top Gun vibe, but obviously much more retro than that. It's also got among the supporting cast Barry Keoghan, of course, from Saltburn, and Ncuti Gatwa, who is the new Doctor Who, and it's based on the book of the same name by Donald L. Miller. There's been a lot of hype around it, and I've got to say it justifies it. The action sequences are gripping, but you really do care about these characters. You buy into them, and the bombing raids are gripping, and you're thinking, who's going to make it back? Because, I mean, the rate of casualties for this group were just staggering, really. I mean, you were really against the odds in terms of survival. And Butler is just super cool as the leader of the gang. He's great in this. Very watchable. So much hyped, but I would say it's lived up to it. It's a fantastic piece of television. Hannah, what do you think?
I actually thought it was brilliant. I mean, this is, like you say, there's been some huge hype, hasn't there, about this, and for good reason, actually. And as you say, a stellar cast and big names. I mean, it cost something like $250 million to make. I mean, absolutely incredible. I mean, it is a really big show, really big production. I remember, I digress slightly with this, but it gives some context because war-type films and series send a bit of a shiver down my spine. I studied war poetry when I was younger, and it still resonates now. And, you know, hearing those kind of sirens and those noises and everything going on, I don't know, it absolutely it resonates still, and this absolutely packs that punch in every way. It's kind of it's action packed, it's thrilling, you learn something. It feels like it's so well put together, well authored, well structured. There's nothing not to really like, but it is intense, there's no doubt about that.